Hey everyone, this is a super detailed video on how to make money with Facebook groups. So there's a lot of different ways to do this, but the main side of this is having a group that's active, where people are engaged and that it's naturally growing. And then you use that group to promote your own business or services or whatever it is that you're going to use to make money. It's a little bit longer. It's a 30-minute video. But if this is something that interests you, or if this is something that you think you get value from, there's a ton of information in here on how to do this, how to set it up, how to make it profitable, and actually do it in kind of a short enough time. So I'm going to cut to the video. It was originally intended for my newsletter readers, and I'm going to send it out to them, but I'm also going to give access on YouTube as well. So enjoy the video and leave any comments or questions below. All right, everyone, what's going on? Welcome to this free kind of coaching video. Every so often, I'm going to do one of these where just a little video kind of insight into something or some kind of tricks or tips or whatever sort of stuff. So this video is going to be on using a Facebook group to advertise and to market your business, and because we're all doing web design, to land web design clients. So to give a little bit of context, I obviously run the Make Money Web Design group that most of you are going to be in, but I also run some other groups. One of these, I'll get into this in a second, is this Cars for Sale in Malta group that has nearly 7,000 members. So pretty large group. I've bought and sold groups in the past, and I have some kind of inside private groups for different courses and stuff as well. So why would you want to buy a Facebook group? Why would you want to start a Facebook group? It's a really good way to slowly market your business in a non-spammy, non-aggressive way. So I'm sure you've seen this even in my own group. I advertise the course every so often, or I talk about different stuff coming up, or maybe talk about a YouTube video I have. But I'm sure you've seen this in other groups as well, to varying degrees. Some groups, they're like, there's no advertising whatsoever. Other groups are very, very spammy, promoting their stuff all the time. And, if you criticize anything and you're not going to buy, you're instantly thrown out. So you have this kind of sliding scale between zero advertising and marketing and way too much. We obviously want to be somewhere in the middle and kind of more towards the non-spammy side, of course. Want to do this in a high value way. Cool thing about Facebook groups, and let's just get into it for a second. I have a group here, 7,000 members. If I go into my group insights, and let me go to, so in the last 28 days, 225 members. It's usually about 300 or over. It's been a little bit quiet the last week or two. But let me go into this here, which is the active members. So on most days, it's above 2,000 or roundabouts. This day here, 2,300. This day here, 1,628. And if I go to, let's just say last 60 days, my best day here, 2,612. So that's per day, how many people are in there. And if I scroll off it, you can see here this 5,500 number. That means that's how many people have been in here over that 60-day period. So engagement on Facebook groups are really, really good. It's a platform that most people go onto every day. Facebook, if they're in a group, I think that's kind of what most people do on Facebook these days. It seems like no one's really posting that many photos or stuff on their timeline anymore. Not that much anyway. I think a big part of Facebook these days is Facebook groups. And if you run a highly engaging Facebook group, you're going to have a lot of people in there every day. And if we do it properly, most of those people are going to be business owners, which is what I'm going to show you on this course. So if I go, on this video, if I go to this car group and I go to group insights, just to kind of show you even a bigger group, and I go to active members, and it's a little bit different in this one. Here we go. So on the peak day here, we had 16,500 people. 8,000 people active just on one day alone. And this is a group that I bought for 500 euros when it was at 9,000 people. And I've grown this to what it is now, nearly 27,000. And if I go back here I am up at the top. I hardly do anything with this group. I just bought it and kind of manage it. I check in every so often and delete people spamming. Kind of runs itself. But up the top here, we got a pin post. That's the only thing that I'm doing on this group. But for you, if you had a group like this, and it's not going to be a buy and sell group, But if you had a group like this that's ranking well for a certain location, there's a lot of stuff you can do up the top here. You can pin it to, you can link to your website, you can have pinned posts, you can have offers, you can just market whatever way you want in a really kind of non-spammy way, because people are going to come across it anyway, so you don't have to be aggressive, and they can kind of take it or leave whatever deal you have, and the group kind of continues on down below. So you're probably wondering, okay, this sounds really good. How do I get started? How do I get into this? Let me kind of go over a few different approaches. One is just starting a group from scratch, creating a new group, ranking it for a location. And I'm going to talk about this in a second, but that's really, really important. And just building it up from the ground. That's definitely the hardest approach to do. For some areas, it's going to take a long, long time to get traction doing that. And just through Facebook alone, that's very, very difficult. You kind of want to have an audience built somewhere else to kind of get the group going. For me with this, I had an audience on Reddit, and I also had an audience in the Fastlane forum. So this group got to 1,000 pretty fast, and then it kind of has grown naturally since then. I've never advertised on this group. I've never marketed anywhere, in regards to like paid marketing. I have linked back from certain forums and certain places, but not even too much. Just Reddit and the Fastlane forum. For you guys though, that's going to be a little bit difficult, I think, to do. So the better option is going to be to buy a Facebook group and to change it around. So this is one I didn't buy. I started this group from scratch. This group I did buy for 500 euros. So let's go over kind of how this looks when it comes to business groups. So Galway is a place that I'm from in Ireland. If I type in Galway business into Facebook and I go to groups like this, so let me just do that again to show you. Just click in whatever location, put in a keyword, so like business or entrepreneurship or whatever, web design. Actually, I wouldn't do web design. Let's keep it general, and I'll explain why in a second. So Galway business, I go to groups, and you can see here straight away that this is the ranking that Facebook is showing me these groups in. So we have this group here with 1,300 members. We have a group here with 91, 72, 450, 270, 10, 630. So none of these groups are actually too active. None of these groups are too big, which is kind of good and bad. So there's going to be people, this is the thing, there's going to be people searching this all the time for groups. They're going to be searching Galway business or Galway entrepreneurship or Galway whatever. And this is what's coming up. And those people, if they're kind of left with no good option, a lot of the time they just won't pick anything, and they'll just leave it. They'll go find a different website or a forum somewhere else. But if there's one or two very good options, people will go ahead and they'll sign up for those. I'm just going to pick a busier location to kind of show you how this is done, maybe when it's done better. Let's see what's in Edmonton. So here we go. This one has the same size, but we're seeing 10 posts a day. So that looks a lot better. 2 posts a day, 9 posts a day. So these groups, 3 posts a day down here. These groups are having some engagement, something's going on. That's good. Let's go back to this Galway one and see what's happening here. So Galway, Mayo, Limerick, 1,300 members, 2 posts a year. So this group, this is kind of good and bad. This group is definitely dormant. It's not being active. So this could be a group that we could potentially buy and use. But also we're going to have some issues when it comes time to posting. And we'll go over that in a second. So if I click in here, I can see what's going on. I can see there's 1,388 members. I can see who these admins are. And thanks to Facebook, I can go ahead and click on their profiles. So they got 2 admins, no posts in the last 30 days, no new members in the last 30 days, created 7 years ago. So either these people have just stopped adding people, which is what I'm guessing they're doing, and they're just sitting on this, or something's pretty wrong. I'm guessing that they just stopped adding people. So what you could do is you basically go ahead and you'd reach out to people like this. You'd send them a message through Facebook Messenger. Hey, I'm starting a business. The Facebook group that you have is kind of slightly related to what I'm doing. I see that you're not using it too much, and I'm wondering, would you be interested in selling the group to me? And then come up with a price. Definitely don't pay more than $1,000, but realistically, if they haven't used this in a year, you could probably buy something like this, I think, for 300 to 500 euros, just because this is Ireland, so we're dealing in euros, and get it for that price. If these people don't want to if they don't want to sell at that price, then whatever, I'm going to move on and I'm going to find another group, because as long as there's a few hundred members in here, it doesn't matter which group I buy. Don't get stuck thinking you got to buy the one with the most members. It's not necessarily the case. You're also looking at other factors like engagement and how useful the group is. So if there's a group here that's Galway horse riding, it's got 8,000 members, and I buy that group, it's going to be really hard to turn that into a business group. I want to find something that's very, very similar to what I'm doing and take it from there. So if I go down through this list, I could contact this group. I could contact this group, 455 members. This group here. One thing, this seems to be like a personal kind of brand, so they're probably less likely to, set up by Linda Flynn, less likely to sell, but still worth reaching out to. This business here, this group here is 630. And let's go down a little bit more. See if there's any more. So this one is 3,200. Let's just click on that and see what's going on. 2 posts a day, so a little bit active. Galway business advertisements. So basically I'm looking for a group of business owners. That's exactly what you want to do too. Find a group that has as much business owners as possible. Try and avoid, you don't want to sell to other web designers. They're not going to buy off you. You want to be getting in front of people who potentially own businesses or are connected to people with different businesses. So this group here, 3,200. We have 5 admins. That's going to be maybe a little bit annoying, but the first one here is usually the owner. So, I would message 1 or 2 of these people, ask who owns the group, and then message that person. You don't want to pitch 5 different people at once. Just deal with one person. So again, no new posts today, 17 in the last 30 days. So you're going to have to consider what's kind of like the most active group, what group is the most suitable to what you're going to turn it into, what group is kind of most likely to buy or is kind of motivated to work a deal with you. There's kind of all these different factors. So when you find a suitable group, pick a base of at least a few hundred people. So when you find a suitable group, they pitch a suitable price and you work out a deal, what you're going to do is basically take over that group. So let's go back to Cars for Sale Malta and just shut these down. So let's say I bought one of these groups. Let's say this person was going to sell and I'm now in charge of this group. First thing before we get into actually changing the group is when someone creates a group in Facebook, they always have access to that group. Even if you remove them, even if they're no longer the admin, they can always come back and take over control. So if you're going to make a deal with someone and you're going to pay them money, make up some sort of contract that they agree that they're never going to go back into that group and take over control. They're never going to interfere with what you're doing in that group, and they're not going to try to get people to leave or come up with some kind of general contract to protect yourself, that they don't just come back a month later and trash the group that you've been working on. So once you get that contract in place, and that could just be a simple email that you write up and agree between the two of you. You don't have to go through a lawyer. Once you get that in place, once you agree on a price, you're going to come in here and run kind of some basic Facebook SEO for both Facebook itself and for people searching. So let's say I took over this group here. Look at this background here. This is terrible. This is what you want to see, but this is what you're going to have to change straight away. So like buying an old house, you're going to come in and gut out all the crap stuff. You're going to paint it. You're going to put in new stuff. So right away, this is the business group. So Facebook for Business Galway, Mayo, Limerick. So we got to change that name, switch it around, make it better. So you could say like Business Owners Club, Galway, Mayo, Limerick, or online marketing discussion, Galway, Mayo, Limerick. You want to list for the locations for sure. They got to be in there. But then you want to have a name, and I'll let you come up with something yourself that explains what it is to people very, very fast. So, with this group here, Make Money with Web Design, that's pretty obvious. I'm not trying to target a location. I'm trying to target a mindset and a group of people. With this group, it's Cars for Sale Malta, the best automobile buy and sell group. So a very straightforward, pitch with this group. So with something like what you're trying to do, you would come up with a name like Business Owners Club or Business Discussion Group, Business Hangout, whatever, online marketing tips for business owners, Galway, Mayo, Limerick, whatever. So you're going to pick a better name. You're going to pick a much better background, have this business related, something cool. If you want to spend a little bit extra, go make like a custom kind of background like this. If you just want to grab a cool image off, the internet, whatever. But this could be a lot better. I could have some text in here, and our old version did used to have some text in here explaining the benefits of the group. So you want to come up with something that basically when people search for the group, it looks a lot better. So if we go back to this search, business Galway, and go to groups, this is this is basic SEO search stuff. So if I look at these images, I see this guy here. I have no idea who that is. This looks like a university or something. This is a Facebook picture. This is a picture of the sea. We have this girl here, and these two don't even have photos. So very, very easy to outrank these people visually, get a really good business related, a handshake or a cool kind of business photo, or someone signing a contract or something. Fix up the name so the name is a lot better, and then also fix up your description. So you can see here, sees the description show up for the first 2 lines. So you want to have something really good in your first 2 lines in your description, which if I go to here, there's this description on this side. So the kind of description of the group. I think that's the description that comes up when people search. So you want to optimize this, definitely the first 2 sentences. So for example, let me fix this one. So now look, advertise your cars and other vehicles for sale in Malta here. Vehicle related adverts are also welcome. So if I now go search cars Malta, this mightn't come up. Yeah, because I'm part of this group. I don't think it's going to come up as it would for other people. Oh, here it is. So buy and sell group, Gozo Malta, advertise your cars and other vehicles for sale here. Vehicle related. So you can see that it shows the type of group. It shows the locations that I've entered, which is done somewhere else. I'll show you that in a few moments. And it also has advertise the first bit of that sentence. So if I remove the locations, I'd actually have a bit of extra space here. But it's good to show these locations as well. And you can see for Malta that these groups are actually pretty well optimized. Cars for sale in Malta, 40,000 members, classic cars for sale, 5.5, cars and parts, cars for sale in Malta. I'm competing against some good groups here. But with this stuff, it's going to be so easy to outrank and outperform these groups. So from a search perspective, a better picture, a better title, and a better description. Then when we get into the actual group, how are we going to make this work? So Facebook is going to look at different things. It's going to look at how active these groups are, how many people are in there, how well it ranks for the search term. So once we've done our outside work here with making this look as best as possible, our next step is to go inside the actual group and start creating an actual culture. So if I go into my group here, actually, let's just go back to the car group and use this one. So if I go into this group, right up the top here, hi, welcome to this group for buying or selling Malta cars. Please report any non-car related posts such as apartments, houses, household items. So pretty basic, small intro post. But for your group in here, you want to set the tone of your group. So you're after buying a group, you're taking it over, it's going in a new direction. So you want to make a post here. Hey guys, my name is Rob. I'm now after taking control of this group, or, I'm now the new owner of this group. From now on out, this is going to be a dedicated group to discussing online marketing tools, tips, and techniques that we can all use to grow our businesses to be more profitable, more valuable, and have more influence, or whatever sort of pitch you're going to make. So have up your thing here. Have some rules. This is a spam-free, high-value group. All, self-promoted posts are going to be removed. So you want to set the tone. You want to attract high-value people. And if you have no rules and it's just a free-for-all and people can come in and post whatever they want, stupid GIFs, and they're linking to cat videos, and there's an article about Trump, your group is just going to go way off in these massive tangents. So you definitely don't want that. You want this to be a dedicated business owner group even if you got to like kick some people out in the beginning, if you got to ban some people, you got to set a strong tone. And we're trying to attract a certain sort of person, a business owner, in a professional kind of context. So that doesn't mean the group has to be super serious and there can't be any fun and kind of back and forth discussion, but you just want to set the framework of what's going to go on in this group. So it's going to be a dedicated business group. You're going to discuss online marketing stuff, and you're going to provide tons of free value, but also people have to respect these rules, list your rules, and that's the way it's going to be from here on out. So once you've cleaned up your title, cleaned up your back photo, cleaned up your description, and you've got your new kind of pin post up the top explaining to new people and current members, explaining what the group is about, how it's going to work, what the rules are, you're kind of good to go. So it's going to take a little while, a few days or a few weeks to create the new culture and for people to kind of see what this group is about and to trust this group. But basically you want to come in every day yourself and get discussions going. So there's kind of two general tactics with this. One is you create kind of a topic that's kind of a little bit polarizing or that's a little bit kind of controversial, not crazy, but you're going to get some good discussions going. So let's say theoretically on my group, I post up here, hey guys, what do you think is a better coding language, HTML or WordPress? So don't overuse this, but you can do that a few times a week and people are going to come in and, hey, I've been using HTML for years. I think it's the best. Someone else is going to come in, hey, WordPress is way better than HTML, and you're going to have all these different discussions. So do this in your group, kind of pick something topical or something interesting or something a little bit controversial, and you post up and you ask for opinions and kind of feedback. And it's just good for engagement. It's good for people, they're on these groups anyway. They want something to type about, to get involved with. That's good kind of engagement post. But if all you have is engagement posts, it just looks like this ridiculous group that you go in there and you're like, well, these guys aren't even really doing anything. They're just talking nonstop, taking no action. So you got to have the other side too, which is high value, kind of actionable posts. So once a day, at least in the beginning, you want to come in and drop these big posts where you're giving free advice up front, no like call to action, no kind of hidden agenda. You're just kind of spelling it all out. So, hey guys, let's talk about price anchoring. Whenever you're pitching a price to a customer, it always helps to have a kind of bigger price stack first so that your price seems smaller in comparison. So like something like that, where you kind of break down different things. If you get stuck for topics, don't steal anyone else's content, but read a book on business, highlight some of the things that you like, then turn that into your own kind of post, your own thing, stick it up as some free advice for everyone. And they're kind of the big like posts. So people might comment below and give feedback and stuff, but those posts just get a lot of likes. In general, people read them. They appreciate the fact that you've, provided all this value, and that gets that going. So you kind of have your content posts. You got your posts that people are going to like comment on heaps, hopefully. Like, hey guys, it's Monday morning. What's your big goal for this week? What are you going to do? Those posts are good for engagement, for building a community, for getting people involved. But then you also got to have your high value posts where you're putting yourself out there, providing as much value as you can and giving to these people so they can see that, one, you're an expert, somewhat, what you're doing, you're legit, and that this is a cool group that they want to be involved with. So they're the two main types of posts. Now, they're the two main types that you can post. What you can also do is encourage people, hey guys, any problems this week that you need help with? And people are going to start doing this naturally anyway. They'll start posting on the group, hey, like I got an issue with this. I mean, you see this all the time in my group. Got an issue with something, can I have some help? In the beginning, before your kind of culture is built in your group, you got to make sure that you're in there answering these questions. So, I did this when my group first started. Pretty much every question I would comment on, give a huge block of text, give some feedback. After a while, you'll kind of attract other great people as well, and they'll start posting as well. So you can see here, I mean, I didn't post on this, but we have all these great responses. People are getting involved, which is really, really cool. I mean, that's what happens when you build a great community. But in the beginning, you're going to have to do some of that work yourself to show people that it's that sort of place. So when you start the group and you change out your description, change out your back photo, make your new rules and your new culture and kind of outline what those are. And sorry, I'm not even in a group here. When you've changed your name, description, the rules, the background photo, now you want to go ahead every day creating content, sticking it in here, just like a blog, having at least your one kind of post question a day that's going to get lots of engagement, your one big like post, and then encouraging other people to post, to ask questions, to look for feedback, and then jumping in every day and answering as many of those as you can. In the beginning, it's going to be a little bit slow, but what's going to happen is some people just leave. So the people who just don't like the new direction or aren't interested, they're going to bounce because now this group is so like niche and dedicated that that's just not their thing. They're out of there. But the other people that this advice is helping, that they're actual business owners, that they actually care about this stuff, they're going to love this new direction. This group is after going from this kind of general whatever group to this super niche, highly valuable group. They're going to start getting engaged, and you want to connect to those people and encourage those people to stick around and, you know, potentially even share the group, but definitely stick around and post themselves and contribute themselves. So while this is going on, and this could take a few days or this could take a few weeks, what's going to happen here is on the search result, when people search Business Galway, what's going to happen is it's going to start showing up not 2 posts a year. It's going to show like 42 posts this week, or, you know, 8 posts today or whatever. Your group's going to look a lot more active. It's going to look a lot more engaged. And when people look in and they see something like, let me pick a different group. When they see something like this, let's say, see, look, 0 posts last 30 days. No way you're going to join this group. 0 members last 30 days. But when you see a group that, well, all of these look dead. So, I mean, 11 last 30 days. Imagine if this was 317 last 30 days and this was 85. I mean, that's going to be the group that you're going to join. So you want these stats to be high, and then it starts to snowball. You know, the group that has the most engagement, that the most people are in, that's the group that people keep joining. That's the group that people keep engaging in. And that group just pulls away and is way better than the other groups. So it's kind of this thing, it's like a little engine. In the beginning, you're going to have to run it, but after a while, it's going to start running itself, and then it's just going to get faster and faster, bigger and bigger. But in the beginning, you have to create that engagement. You got to be in there yourself. After a while, you'll attract more and more people, and they'll kind of grow the group for you. I mean, you still got to keep an eye on it and post, but they're going to do some of the work as well. So, I mean, this video is getting pretty long. I'll kind of wrap this up. But once you've done this, once you have your group that has a lot of engagement, it's growing, new people are coming in, what you can do is up the top, you can make a new post here. So you could say something like, hey guys, group owner here, group owner Rob. You know, if you ever need help or a free consultation with your website, please reach out. I like keeping this group promotional free, but at the same time, I am a web designer. So if people ever need web design services, feel free to contact me and I'll point you in the right direction. Something very, very simple like that. If you wanted, you could even list like an example of your work or something below, or a link to your company website or your portfolio, or, you know, your LinkedIn profile, whatever. But basically letting people know up the top, it's a pin post, spam free, pressure free, but just keeping it on their minds that, hey, this dude's a web designer, you know. And then if they ever need web design, or if they know someone who needs web design, you're now increasing the chances that they're going to reach out to you. Another thing that you could do is, like, every day you could have like Tutorials Tuesday, or, you know, tips, techniques Thursday, whatever. You could go in and break down some free web design advice, talk about different design styles, or talk about different kind of selling systems, or different little things that people could do on a website that can get them more results, more clients, more profits. And over time, as people, you know, engage with this content and read what you have to say and watch your videos, they're going to just trust you more and more, see that you're a web designer who offers huge value, and you're just in their mind as the person to contact when it comes to web design. So either for themselves or for other people, you're going to become more and more the person that they're going to reach out to. And that's just going to lead to more and more jobs and contracts and connections as time goes forwards. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions on this, feel free to post on my own Facebook group. Ooh, engagement tactic. Nah, but post up in my own Facebook group. More than happy to answer any questions. It's a slow burning thing. It's not a thing that you're going to do day one and day 3 you're after landing this huge contract. It's something that you're going to do over time. You have to come at it from the right mindset. It's not like, you're only running this group to market people. You got to give more value than you're going to get. You got to be in there helping people, posting good stuff, running a good group, running a good community, being strict but fair on the rules, keeping it spam free, promotional free, and that's going to attract the people that you want to do business with, that you want to connect with. So the place that you build, the quality that it is, that's the quality of person that you're going to get in that group. So keep that in mind. It's a really great way to, just in general, it's a super rewarding thing to do. I love running this Facebook group, my web design one. I'm in here every day, probably way too much time, but it's super fun. In this group, I'm promote like so little. I do have a post that I made today, but in general, there's like not even a post here. That's the way I like it. I make my business, or I do my business elsewhere. For you though, if you're going to use this as a business only tactic, be a little bit more kind of aggressive, but at the same time, keep it high value, keep it spam free. And they'll come to you if they see that you know what you're doing and that you're offering value and that you're the person to talk to. They're going to approach you, which is how you want it to be. So that's it for now, guys. Hope you enjoy this video. Post up in the group if you got any questions, or post below this video because I'm going to host it on YouTube, and happy to help. I really think this is a really great tactic to use for, between 500 to 1,000. You're going to build this community where businesses are now coming to you. And that's, a lot easier than having to reach out all the time and do cold calls, do cold emails. That's still possible, but why not also build a system where people are coming to you as well? So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like or comment or whatever, and see you in the next video.